Hi there, this is Chippy, and welcome back to Genshin Impact. I wanna play Furina's story now, and since then I've pulled for her 10 plus times. I'm going F2P now. I don't wanna spend money on this game yet, but still sucks. I didn't have her. I lost the 50-50. I was just like exploring around the new area to get more primos. Right? And people were spot on with their theories. Like how Furina is a oceanette. Mm. I'm curious to how they would end Furina's because she wielded the Hydro, but before that, when she was acting like the Archon, she didn't like have any powers.
Hey, Catherine, it's us. Got any new commissions? Specifically one with a huge more attack, perhaps?
It's always a pleasure to see our two most avid adventurers again.
Paimon and the
Looking for
Travelers
the next
Grind.
challenge, I see. Actually, we do in fact have a rather urgent commission that is still open. Having read the details, however, I don't believe you'd consider it to be lucrative.
We were just kidding.
No.
So what's the situation?
The requester is looking for a temporary replacement actress for their musical. Our adventurers reached out to many actresses,
Is Traveler
but none
gonna
of them were willing
act
to
now?
take the job. There are only a few days left until the performance.
What do you think, Traveler? Any ideas? Even if we took the commission, neither of us have any
Bruh.
experience starring in musicals.
I wanna see Travelers sing.
If you're interested in helping,
Hello there. Are you the guy looking for a new actress?
Hire me, dude.
Wait, I know you two. Are you really willing to act in my musical?
Wow, sounds like we're pretty famous in Fontaine already.
Things might have turned out differently. But now, it looks inevitable that we'll disband.
Man,
Disband?
I really
You're
like
splitting up the troupe?
musicals.
Oh, yeah. The leading lady, in fact. She's been dealing with a chronic
Oh.
illness ever since childhood.
Got it. We have a clearer picture now. Let's see if we can come up with any ideas.
They're gonna probably ask Furina.
What if we sponsored the show? Traveler, how much more are you carrying?
Bruh.
Please, there's no need to go that far.
Should find someone who will put on the best performance possible. Oh, wait! What about, you know who? She should have all the free time in the world right now. She's really good at performing, and she was once super popular with the crowd.
Who are you thinking of? Sounds like someone famous. Her! You're... That was a joke, right?
No.
They were one of the reasons she was so popular.
Mhm.
But even if she's no longer the Hydro Archon, it's not like she's suddenly a commoner. I just think Lady Furina might feel a bit out
They're
of place in an
thinking too much,
amateur troupe like ours. She might consider this opportunity beneath her.
We're
No
rethinking.
point in stressing about that. We'll only know if we ask her.
I guess I'll just stay here and wait for the good news. Good luck.
Mhm.
Wait, where does Furina actually live nowadays? She's, moved out,
Yeah.
right?
it is my duty to support commissioners in any way I
Damn,
can.
Catherine.
Thank you, ma'am.
Wanna talk to Catherine?
I can't believe they're seriously asking Lady Furina. Seems a little over the top.
Bruh. She rarely goes out.
Did Catherine really give us the right address? A bit of a step down from the Palais Marmonia.
Bruh.
You know, it's common courtesy to make sure the homeowner isn't an earshot when you're denigrating their abode.
Oh.
I used to have a much wider range of choices when it came to food. But now I'm finding that simple, traditional home cooking can be quite delicious too. As long as you have different kinds of sauces in,
True.
you can have macaroni and tomato sauce one week, macaroni and bolognese the next. How rude! Questioning my cooking skills. The audacity!
Ah, there it is. You don't know how to cook.
Not yet. I do hope you didn't come here just to ogle at my fall from grace.
No.
Let me first be clear that I'm not taking guests at this time. So if you're just here to clown around, then please be on your way. Shoot!
Sorry, we're sorry. Please don't be mad.
She can always try to learn how to cook, I guess.
So tell me, What specifically makes this matter so specific?
So weird to hear her like that.
I see. I knew you couldn't have come all this way just to amuse yourselves at my expense. I'm afraid I must regretfully decline your casting request.
Like,
How come? It sounds like this would be a breeze for you.
Although I am no longer required to play the role of the Hydro Archon, the time I spent inhabiting that character has left an indelible mark on me.
True.
Centuries of pretending to be a different person changes you completely.
This is just a one-off part to fill in for someone who's sick. Surely that's okay.
Whether it's a one-off or not,
she has
it's
drama.
a boundary that I've committed to no longer cross.
Well, is there anything else we can do to help out the troupe? Otherwise, they'll just have to disband without any fanfare.
Eugene.
Do you know any other actors who might be interested in the role?
Have I not made myself clear? You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't want this job, nor do I know of anyone else who would. Sorry. I didn't mean for that to sound so harsh.
Bruh.
I wish I could help, really.
All right, then. We'll see you around, Furina.
Toodaloo to you, too. I'm going home to take a rest now.
Are we the plan B? Because that will be funny.
It's too bad, but we have to respect Furina's decision.
Yeah, she has
Maybe
drama.
the thought of performing brings up too many painful memories now.
Yeah. I'd imagine so.
That's besides the point. I'll ask you again. Why did you start looking for a replacement without my consent? When did I tell you I'm going to take a step back?
You didn't need to say it. We've known each other for how long now? Well, circumstances have changed a little, so maybe that's not such bad news after all. You see, our leading lady has just informed me that she's well enough to make it to the show after all.
Oh, right. Sounds like everything worked itself out then.
Wait, is that Furina? She's hiding.
Yeah, she'd be livid. We'd get the scolding of a lifetime.
Jeez, is Lady Furina really so harsh with people? I share everyone's desire to commemorate all our years as a troupe with a proper farewell show. So the last thing I want is to be left out.
All's well that ends well. Sounds like the show will go on. Sure.
She noticed.
Hey, how did you... I was just passing by because I realized I forgot a couple of items on my shopping list. All right, I'm coming. No need to drag me. Hello, one and all. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation just now.
Furina? Didn't you say you were gonna take a rest at home? What are you doing here?
I was just ever so slightly concerned about the situation you mentioned. Anyway, I just feel a bit bad about how it went down. I'm sorry, Paimon.
We understand that.
Oh, it's totally fine. Paimon didn't take any of that personally.
I was wondering, if this troupe is so important to all of you, why does it have to disband?
Some things are just beyond our control. Everything's been going downhill ever since we lost our director. She was the heart and soul of our troupe. She kept us going.
Her name was O'Reilly, and tragically, she was a victim in this serial disappearances case.
No.
What?
It was all thanks to their efforts that the true culprit was brought to justice. But still, we'd rather end things now on our own terms than stick it out to the bitter end and watch all our dreams turn to dust.
Oh.
I feel like Furina's gonna help them be the director.
What a terrible waste. A gifted artist from humble beginnings who achieved so much and no doubt had much more to give. I can, however, provide some artistic guidance from the vantage point of a highly experienced audience member. But only if you feel this is something that would help, of course. All I'd ask in return, if you're willing, is that you tell me some more about the life and work of your late director. Something I've begun to realize since my departure from the Opera Epiclese is that there's a lot you don't see when you observe everything from on high. Things such as this I have never witnessed before, and so I should like to observe, perchance to understand.
Mm.
Still a fan of your old dramatic monologues then, huh? You just want to get back in on the action, don't you?
No. This is a completely different situation. Pearls before swine. Would you be willing to join me? Come on, take a break from adventuring to listen to a story.
Thank you all so much.
Of course I will.
Our director was a huge fan of Miss Furina's performances.
I just noticed too while they were talking that Furina was wearing her different outfit. Hey, it's a nice place.
Lady Furina? Miss Furina will be supporting our production of The Little Oceanid in the role of artistic consultant.
Oh, the little
These two over
ocean is
here
the
are the ones that made it possible. They kindly reached out to Miss Furina on our behalf. I'm sure they need no introduction.
So, you were saying The Little Oceanid?
yeah, it's the name of the musical.
that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished script left behind by our director.
The protagonist of the story is a young Oceanid who transforms herself into human form,
Oh,
despite
no.
the protests of her family.
Little
She
Mermaid.
longed to live just like any other human. And sure enough, she found friendship and even love. Everything seemed perfect. But one day, her true identity was exposed. We still haven't decided between a happy ending or a true-to-life tragedy.
By true to life, you mean the director's sudden disappearance?
A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for some light entertainment. We have to consider their emotional stake in this, not just our own.
Maybe you can do both.
And one last thing. We're still waiting on confirmation from two of our main actors.
Maybe you're unaware, but your name has always been like a rallying cry for us.
Stop! You're making me all flustered. Although, not in a bad way.
Yeah, maybe you could use some company.
Poisson?
Oh no,
Nothing.
Furina's triggered.
I suppose my presence will be indispensable if we are to restore his faith in the show.
Awesome.
If I remember correctly, this is where he's staying. I'll be out once I'm done. Okay then. Looking forward to your masterpiece.
And
So, as expected, he's missed the deadline.
I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are.
not really
And
surprised now this
Furina,
year.
too.
I was wondering if we might run into her. How are things in Poisson now? Any better?
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process. Some people may never recover from the trauma they experienced.
Yeah, same with
I'm-
Furina.
Sorry to hear that.
After the Hydro Archon's inaction in the face of catastrophe,
Oh,
to avoid upsetting the peace, I told the townspeople that everyone here is a member of the theater troupe. Anyway, that was all. Look after her now.
thank you.
I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest with, so maybe she's right. You're the closest thing to friends that I have.
Oh,
I'm so grateful that Miss Nafia was so understanding. You can't get around the obstacles without facing them.
yeah.
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson.
I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me.
No.
But they're more likely to unleash a tirade of vitriol against me. Yeah, I can tell people are watching me.
Bruh.
I used to be terrified of the gaze of other people, especially when they had suspicion or resentment in their
Yeah,
eyes.
for like 500 years
I
of
guess
trauma.
I wasn't quite ready
She's
for this after
handling
all.
this well.
There seems to be a crowd gathering over there.
Uh-oh.
Probably time we made a move.
They're suddenly gone. Hi, Dougie.
I'm sorry. You probably just wanted a relaxing stroll. And here I am dumping all this heavy stuff on you.
It's okay.
We don't mind.
Great. Well, I appreciate your company, so please don't disappear just yet. The years of suffering and loneliness aren't the only reason I have a hard time facing up to who I used to be. As I stand here by the ship, they had absolute faith that when disaster struck, a divine power would save them from harm. And all the while, I played my part to perfection to convince them that was true. And the Hydro Archon did nothing.
You shouldn't look at it like that.
Everyone rose to their responsibilities. And I finally regained my freedom.
Yeah.
But on some level, freedom also means no longer being needed.
Paimon would have never imagined you'd see it that way.
Reward?
Yeah.
Paimon totally thought you were just a bit of a diva at heart.
I'm making an effort here. You could at least try to do the same.
Paimon just talks like that.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane, but he outgrew that role. Well, the costume at least. So now he's playing the boar instead.
Sorry.
I was born with an incurable illness, and once my family found out it couldn't be treated, they decided they didn't want me anymore. I spent some
Wow.
years taking whatever work I could find, and it was like that until the director found me one day. She told me I had a great voice and asked if I was interested in studying singing from her.
She sounds like a really incredible person.
This is our new artistic consultant, Miss Furina.
Furina? The Furina? Oh my god, how did you manage to wrangle that? Oh wow, I'm sorry. I'll try to calm down. Now, where was I?
Swan boy.
Ah, yes, the script, of course. A little Oceanid decides she wants to become a human against the wishes of her family. She finds love and friendship in the bustling city. But then, disaster strikes. The people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing. The soil is becoming arid, plants and flowers are withering, and the people begin to panic.
I really like
The
the
little
art style.
Oceanid, Cleo, and her lover decide to do something about it and investigate the truth of the matter together. In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years has caused the fresh water to flee the land, as if driven by a consciousness of its own. Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, she immediately understands how the water is feeling. She then tells her lover about her true identity, as well as the truth behind the crisis. Her lover accepts her for who she is, and works with her to find a way to bring the water back. However, unbeknownst to them, there were some people eavesdropping when she revealed her secret. The little Oceanid is accused of being directly responsible for driving the water away, and faces the greatest dilemma of her life.
And then?
In the end, she makes the brave decision to sacrifice herself to save her lover, and the rest of humanity.
Well, if that's where we're at, looks like it's time to go visit Vilmont.
Are you ready to face the truth?
Honestly, I'm slightly terrified.
Are you sure you can manage in your condition?
I could ask you the same question. Try to keep up.
Ugh, as if this journey wasn't tough enough already without a roadblock.
Don't worry. We should all be fine with the traveler here. We don't need to take a detour. Wait, why are you all looking at me? You're not seriously expecting me to fight, are you?
The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her power so it could be converted into indemnitium. Miss Furina said so herself.
I should just stay put. I'm more like a damsel in distress more than anything.
Don't be shy.
Sounded so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
I want to say this.
C'est la vie indeed. Alas, I am forced to watch on helplessly as a more brave and seasoned adventurer than I swoops in to save the day.
Aw, too bad. I was so pumped to feast my eyes on fight mode Furina.
Don't worry, piece of cake.
Where?
Mind the side effects. One with the forest. Rah!
Boom is gonna flex her fighting capability. Don't worry though, Neuvillettes here to help.
You certainly live up to your reputation.
Don't lose easy.
Yeah, thank you.
Vilma, are you there?
Huh? Oh, it's you guys. Wait, what's Lady Furina doing here?
No.
The little Oceanid cannot be complete unless we do justice to Aurelie on an emotional level.
This is why people think of you as not being the smart one. As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales, but donations from the audience. One day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered us a huge sponsorship. It seemed like a win-win, so I said yes to it on the spot without consulting the director. It was only when the merchant came to deliver the goods that I realized the drink in question was synth.
Isn't that the drink peddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
I freaked out when I saw the boxes.
And then,
I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was an issue for the whole troupe and it wasn't my fault. I knew then that things must have reached a boiling point. I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to say anything. I got Aurelie killed. There, I said it. Happy now?
you knew Aurelie was in danger.
Bruh.
Why in God's name didn't you tell us?
He didn't mean
What
it.
do you mean? You were afraid.
Please, try not to get too worked up.
What good is my apology now?
Yeah.
I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back. Beat me up if you want. Kill me if you prefer. It's what I deserve.
I don't ever want to see your face again.
That's enough! You've screamed and shouted at each other for long enough. You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute to your director and celebrate her life. How can you do that if you're just using it as an excuse to vent your own emotions?
You're right.
I'm sorry.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention.
It felt like our director was back with us again. If she'd seen Paulo and Vilma at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them exactly like you did, in that same stern voice.
If you could find anything that Aurelie left behind, perhaps we can get a better sense of what she went through in her final days.
You really think that's possible?
I trust that nobody would object to the ending of the story being based on Aurelie's true feelings.
No.
Oh no. No. So we need to go back to the location. We can
Following me.
go now.
You want to review some recovered items connected to victims of the serial disappearances case? I'll have someone dig them out.
Wait, that's the Dean VA Raiden's VA? Sounds like
So,
her.
this is all Aurelie left behind.
Someone else was taken. That makes 6, or perhaps the 7th.
She was so terrified.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop, but at the end of the day, she was only human.
If you become human and can reveal your secret to no one, you will face suffering and all. So
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one.
it's like Furina.
You will face suffering and loneliness.
She deserves a hero's farewell. If that's the only way to convey to the audience the courage and selflessness that she showed in the face of death.
I will channel all my regret and put it into my performance to make this a show worthy of our director.
Yes.
I won't ask for your forgiveness, and you don't need to worry about my feelings.
After watching a countless number of musicals, I've learned one important thing. If you want to move the audience with your music, you must fully commit and immerse yourself in your role. I'll leave you to fine-tune your musical while I go and procure a stage.
Procure a stage?
For an extraordinary show, we need an extraordinary stage. By which I, of course, mean the Opera Epiclese.
Whoa, wait, what?
No. That's never going to work.
I have no problem with it then. How about the rest of you? I'll
Bruh.
take your silence as a yes. Thank you for giving us this opportunity.
If you mess this up, it'll reflect poorly on me too. Come on. We'll need to get the go-ahead from neuvillette. I know just where to find him.
Oh my god. We're gonna make neuvillette. Bro, let me out. There she is.
Hey, look at that. Looks like I guessed right.
You were just guessing?
I knew you'd be here.
I'm here merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss Furina. And you too, traveler in Paimon. What might I assist you with today?
I would like to book the Opera Epiclese for an event. You see...
The process for booking the Opera Epiclese is complex and can be somewhat cumbersome. But given that the request is coming from the three of you, I see no reason to make things unduly difficult. The story of the
Thanks.
little Oceanid is most fascinating. I am truly delighted to see you find a new lease on life. Now that you've regained some confidence, have you had any thoughts regarding a return to the stage?
Why would you suddenly ask a question like that?
Well, if the little Oceanid turns out to be a great success, it will no doubt become a classic. Naturally, this makes you eminently suited to playing the leading role. It would truly be a shame if you did not take this opportunity to allow audiences to enjoy your outstanding acting talents once more.
Haven't I already made myself clear? I won't act or perform in any role ever again. No exceptions. Nor do I think it is any great shame.
I will have my staff book the date and mail the relevant paperwork to the troupe once the details are confirmed.
Thanks, neuvillette.
You are very welcome.
Good news, everyone. It's done. The Opera Epiclese is booked. Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned speech, Monsieur Neuvillette was moved to provide us with a fitting stage for this special performance. But we now have all of the ingredients necessary to stage a truly spectacular performance. A touching story, a magnificent venue, and last but not least, a passionate and dedicated cast.
Stop doing in the background.
Cursed Cleo. She stole the waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her crimes.
Leave this place, oh little Oceanid, and never, ever look back!
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their roles. I haven't seen such a fine performance in a long time. If only...
What should we do? It's almost time for her to take the stage.
Why does it have to be now?
Hey, what's going on? Oh no, not again. But why?
Miss Furina, I'd like to make a request of you.
Say no more. If you're sick, you need to rest. I know what you're going to ask. Please take Delphi back to her place to rest. I'll sing the finale.
Oh, we're gonna hear her sing.
From the sublime to the ridiculous.
It's okay.
Never mind. What's done is done. It's really my own fault for getting in too deep. Despite all the pain and loneliness she had to endure, she never once stopped believing in the beauty in this world.
I'm so curious what's going to happen now.
Well said.
Because we know Furina is gonna have a
I
vision
leave Director O'Reilly in your hands.
so that she could control Hydro. Mm. Cutscene? Ooh. Is she really gonna sing? Oh my god.
Is she here yet?
Must she get here?
She's not coming!
You're wrong. She's here.
Ooh.
about your wish?
My wish.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
My God. Wow. Even the back of my head, it's racing, man. My hair.
Is it just me? Or was that Lady Furina on the stage just now?
She hasn't been seen for a while now, and she just appears out of nowhere?
The little Oceanid, Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
Wait, that's not her name. What's going on?
Hopefully, not too many people recognized me. Despite everything, it felt good to be back on the stage again.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Furina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on.
Oh, so it was Furina after all.
She's back!
Honestly, what is he doing? He should have run that by me first.
It's been the rule in Fontaine since ancient times that everyone's work, visible or invisible, is equally deserving of recognition.
It should still be applied on a case-by-case basis. I wasn't ready for this yet.
This is a great chat and all, but can we talk about that crazy thing that happened during the show? It nearly gave Paimon a heart attack. Paimon flew over to where she was supposed to be and was about to drop the prop vision, and then suddenly, a real one popped out of thin air!
I've got no idea what happened there either. But hey, it worked pretty well, didn't it? I'll bet the audience has never seen such a realistic prop.
I wasn't expecting they would sing it in French, but it makes sense. I really like it still. I'm just imagining like the fans make like an English cover of that.
Her condition stabilized after taking some of her original medication.
Even though you couldn't see it through to the final scene, the audience was very impressed by your performance.
I'm just happy to know that we went out on a high note. That's all that matters.
You two clearly care a lot about each other.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You mean we never stop arguing with each other?
So,
Paimon.
any plans for the next step?
Hey, don't just walk off!
Change of heart.
I still want to keep performing, so I might join another troupe.
You rather sealed my fate there with your special thanks at the end of the show.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. No need to apologize. What I meant to say is that this whole experience has shown me that perhaps I'm not as averse to a return to the stage as I'd previously imagined. Maybe the show will go on for me after all. I want to spend my time learning real stories about real people and how they touch the lives of others around them.
Sounds like you're ready to stop running from your true calling. The more you get out into the world, the more you'll discover what a fascinating place it is.
Then it's a deal. If a vision is a gift from the gods, then I should
I
do
don't
my
love
best to
Furina.
honor it. It's ironic to think that in my whole time as a god, I could only ever dream of receiving this kind of power. And now that the gods have given me their blessing, it actually feels more like I'm finally able to take my fate in my own hands. Is that how humans feel about it as well?
Yeah, but her having her vision doesn't explain why she's like dual, Numa and Sia. She looks so happy. That's the end of it. And well, I'm glad to know more about Furina. Like usually on this story quest, it would seem like it would be a story about the NPC again, instead of the character we are pulling for, instead of the 5-star. But this time, like, the NPC story is actually really interesting. Oh. I actually need to do this. Oh, not you. This one. Well, I'm gonna end the episode here. There's nothing more I could say. Like, I really like the song and the part where Furina got her vision. But like I said, it didn't explain why she can do both Numa and Osea. Also, Numa probably gonna get an act 2 of her story. Probably. She's interesting because she is like advertised as like the Archon, but also Genshin is also like telling us that she's just a human now. Normally. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.